Now then, we've been talking about Gareth Bale. We've got loads of texts and emails that have come in. Let's go through some of these. This is from Andy. Hi guys, absolutely love listening every day. Just in relation to Gareth Bale, I think everyone needs to calm down and stop talking about him leaving or making him the highest paid player. He is 20, and she's 21. There is no doubt he's got great potential. For me, Arjen Robben was a better player when he first arrived at Chelsea. This is Andy.
And if Paul's still listening in his car, yes, you were right. I checked on Google, and he is 39 years old. Well done, Paul. Seriously, how carried away are you getting? He was poor against Man United and Everton. Phil Neville had him in his pocket, said that earlier, and I'm a season ticket holder. Martin in Watford.
He isn't going anywhere, says Gary. Bale entirely one-footed. Just ask Chelsea and Arsenal how one-footed he is following the goals he scored against them last season.
Best for Gareth Bale to do is to come on loan to his own town club for the rest of the season, with his parent club paying the majority of his wages. Obviously that's Cardiff, and there's no name to it.
Bale will be mad to leave Spurs, just as he'll be under pressure to do something extra, giving a game to justify his price tag. Just look at Berbatov, let him stay to learn his trade, just like Jack Wilshere has done at Arsenal. No name of that. And quick name where you're from, we'll give you a mention.
20 years in the wilderness has made everyone forget that Spurs are a big club. He is playing for the club who have just beaten the European champions. He doesn't need to go anywhere from down in Stratford. And where has he been in the Premier League? Bale has been average in the league this season.
Rubbish.
He's had 2 good matches versus Inter.
Rubbish.
Let's see him do it every match.
Who's that from?
Or even every other match before we crown him the world's best anything. From Wes, a West Ham fan.
Where's the West Ham fan? You want it not just this season, but last season. I've been watching that boy for the last 10 months or so, and that boy has come on leaps and bounds. Let me tell you, this is not something that's just happened. It doesn't surprise me the way he's stepped up. In actual fact, I mean, you look at the way he's played on the biggest stage in domestic club football in the world. I think you could argue that I don't think anyone expected him to be as influential, but he affects games. He's devastating when he gets past players. He's got a wonderful level.
He's a match winner.
He's matured. I mean, and always, he's still got a lot of maturity. Let's go and speak to Patrick, who's an Arsenal fan, probably a bitter Arsenal fan. I thought let's speak to Patrick. Are you a bitter Arsenal fan?
No, lads. No, not at all. I want to say basically that Gareth Bale, he's a great player. He's done really, really well this season, and he's done well against Inter Milan. But I think the Spurs fans are getting a little bit too excited, screaming and shouting.
You are bitter, Patrick. You're telling me a minute ago you weren't.
I'm not, because the situation is, he hasn't done it against an Arsenal, he hasn't done it against Chelsea, he hasn't done it
Well, he has done it against Chelsea.
No, he's still got to prove himself against Real Madrid, the Barcelona, those Chelsea. Yeah? And the situation is he hasn't done it. He's done it against 2 low.
Patrick, you come on here. The first question I asked said, are you going to be bitter? You said no. And all I've got is bitterness from you, Patrick.
What you have to understand is Gareth Bale is not going to be consistent. He's not going to be consistent as a player.
How do you get that though, Patrick? How do you get that?
No. What makes you say that?
Because he hasn't done it against the big teams.
He has, Patrick. He has.
Inter Milan, yeah?
He's 21, Patrick.
They're a younger version of AC Milan. You can't shout about beating AC Milan if you beat AC Milan. They're over the hill.
They're over the hill. So one season from winning the Champions League, 6 months later they're over the hill.
The Champions League because of Mourinho, not because of the players. He instilled the confidence in them. Rafa Benitez is a rubbish manager. I don't rate him. They will not win. They will not retain the Champions League. Inter Milan. They will not. You can
All right, listen. So they've got Milito, Eto'o, Snyder, Mike. You're telling me they're not very good players?
They're all going over the hill. They're tired. They're too old. They're too old.
You'll be saying that about. You'll be saying that.
I can guarantee. I'll tell you how I told them in the dressing room. If we play at a high tempo, they will not beat us.
You'll be saying that about Chelsea next. You'll be saying Chelsea are too old as well next.
Chelsea are too old.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, you're big, Patrick.
They're not going to win the Premier League. Arsenal going to take it this season.
Patrick, the bitterness is unbelievable. I thought you said that.
Goodness me. And I know, and I'll say another thing about Gareth Bale, yeah? I love him to death, but he's playing for the wrong country. He's playing for Wales, and you know what? Because of that, he will leave Tottenham because he needs to play Champions League football in and out, year after year, in order to keep that feeling. And if because he's playing for Wales, he's not going to get that. They're not going to compete on a high level.
Patrick.
And he's going to need the Champions League.
Patrick.
So he's going to leave Tottenham. So the Spurs fans, I would say, just calm down, because when you leave, you're going to be in a very bad place.
Patrick, we don't
taxi.
Patrick, you wouldn't mind him at down at the Emirates, though, surely.
I would love that, Emirates.
There we go.
We're making a better player.
All right. Cheers,
Cheers,
Patrick. Get involved, Spurs. What do you think about 0871722 3344? Of course, we will be looking forward to some of the big games that take place. It was Arsenal.